Welcome to our ESG podcast by Loda & Co LLP. Today we are diving deep into a fascinating topic that could be a game changer in the fight against the climate change: carbon sequestration. Throughout this episode, we will be exploring the different method of carbon sequestration, the challenges and opportunity it presents, and its potential role in tackling climate change. I am Raj Kachrekar, and joining me today is Sachin Sonavane, an ESG associate at Loda & Co LLP. Tune in to learn about carbon sequestration. So Sachin, can you explain our listeners what is carbon sequestration?
Thank you, Raj, for kind introduction. Carbon sequestration is the technique of capturing carbon out of atmosphere and storing. It is one of the various methodologies to combat climate change. Methods such as carbon sequestration demonstrate how we could deal with the current climate crisis in conjunction with the environment. It is estimated that approximately 45% of the carbon dioxide released by human persists in the atmosphere, which is substantial contributor to global warming. The process of sequestering carbon may prevent new emissions from causing the planet to warm.
Thanks Sachin. Can you tell our listeners how the carbon is captured from the atmosphere and what are the various methods of conducting it?
There are two primary mechanisms that carbon can be sequestered: geologically or biologically. Further, even while it is artificially fostered by an array of biological and geological techniques, it also occurs naturally in the environment on large scale. Biological carbon sequestration: when carbon is stored in the natural environment, this is referred to as biological carbon sequestration. Forests and woodlands are considered one of the best form of the natural carbon sequestration. Forests store as much as carbon they emit, while an estimated 25% of the global carbon emissions are sequestered alongside forest in the other vegetative forms such as grasslands. Carbon can be captured by soil and the store as carbonates. Aquatic environment and large bodies of the water absorb another estimated 25% of the emitted carbon dioxide from the earth atmosphere. This is mostly held in upper layer of the oceans. Too much, however, can acidify the water, posing the threat to the biodiversity that exists below, yet another reason to decarbonize our atmosphere. Another type of carbon sequestration is geological carbon sequestration. Carbon is sequestered by geological processes when it is buried into rocks or the geological formations. Compressed carbon is transformed to a deep underground facilities where it is injected into porous rocks for rock formation for permanent storage. The majority of these processes is artificial. Carbon capture and storage techniques involve capturing carbon dioxide at emission sources, transporting and the storing or burying it into the suitable deep underground locations. ExxonMobil is the leader in the carbon capture and storage techniques, having captured more carbon dioxide than any other company in the world. They have captured about the 9 million metric tons of carbon dioxide per year at the facilities in the United States, Australia and Qatar.
That's a very detailed explanation on both biological and geological sequestration. That brings me to my next question. What are the steps of carbon sequestration and any examples of companies conducting it?
Executing carbon sequestration involves capturing carbon dioxide from industrial or the atmospheric sources using technologies such as pre-combustion, post-combustion or the direct air capture, compressing it and the transporting it via pipelines, ships or the trucks to storage sites. The carbon dioxide is then stored in geological formation like depleted oil and gas fields, deep saline aquifers. Through the mineralization processes, continuous monitoring and verification ensures secure storage and the compliance with the regulatory standards. Companies like Occidental Petroleum, which uses carbon dioxide for enhanced oil recovery, Carbon Clean Solution, which offer modular capture technology, Climeworks specialization in DAC shells, which is its Quist CCS facilities, and ExxonMobil investing in large-scale capture hubs are leading the way in the implementing carbon sequestration technologies to mitigate the climate change.
Capturing carbon dioxide and storing it away sounds great, like a win-win for the environment. But before we move ahead, are there any other obstacles we need to overcome first?
Conducting carbon sequestration involves numerous challenges across technological, economical, environmental, social, or political dimensions. technologically capturing and storing carbon dioxide efficiently, ensuring secure long-term storage, and developing necessary transport infrastructure are complex and costly, while monitoring and verification remains critical. Economically, the high cost of carbon capturing, utilization, and storage technologies, coupled with the fundings and investment difficulties and the efficient market initiatives, environmentally potential risk, high energy consumption, and land use issues need careful management. Socially and politically, public acceptance, regulatory complexities, and the need for sustained policy supports are essential for successful implementation. Additionally, scaling up projects, integrating with existing infrastructure, selecting the appropriate storage sites, and managing long term liabilities further complicates the efforts. Addressing these challenges requires advancement in technology, supportive policies, robust economic initiatives, and the public engagement.
The ultimate goal of any climate change mitigation strategy is to achieve long term stability and sustainability. To what extent can carbon sequestration be considered a viable long term solution? Is carbon sequestration a long term solution, or are we just buying ourselves some time?
Carbon sequestration is a critical tool in climate change mitigation toolkit, but its role should be understood as a part of broader strategy rather than standalone long-term solution. It effectively reduces atmospheric carbon dioxide, especially from hard to abate industrial sources, and is essential for achieving net zero targets by offsetting residual emissions. However, relying solely on the carbon sequestration could risk delaying comprehensive action needed to transition to sustainable energy system and reduce overall emissions.
To wrap up our conversation on carbon sequestration, Sachin, what are your key takeaways or closing thoughts on the potential of this technology?
While carbon sequestration addresses immediate emission challenges, it should be complemented by aggressive investment in renewable energy, energy efficiency, and sustainable practices to ensure a holistic and enduring approach to climate change. Balancing short term mitigation with the long term systematic challenges will be the key to achieving a sustainable and resilient future. Thank you so much, Raj.
Thank you for listening. If you want to know more about our research, please visit us at www.lodaco-esgplus.com. You can also write to us on our email ID esg@lodaco.com. To know more about our insights, please follow our LinkedIn page ESG Briefings by Loda and Co. LLP. Your insights and perspectives are valuable to us. Thank you.